express yourself freely. Don't worry about anything. So please just always go ahead. Never stop or never hesitate. Right? Good. Now, for the ones who said no, yeah, why do people normally, why don't people like history? Why?
Because, Mr. It's a lot of numbers to
Remember
put in our mind. Yes.
Yes. So yeah, and this is really confusing, by the way, when you try to memorize a lot of numbers and dates and whatever. Of course, this is confusing and this can be challenging for many of us. Very good. Any other arguments?
Like, Mr., if you ask me about World War, I will just know 1914 only. That's what I remember.
1940. You mean the beginning of the World War II? 1939, 1940.
No,
Yes.
it is.
I only know World War. I don't know when it started.
World War One.
Oh, you mean 1914? I'm sorry,
Yeah.
1914. So 1914, that's World War One, and it lasted for 4 years. It ended in 1918, and then we have the Second World War, and that it began in 1939-40, and of course it lasted for like 6 years. Around 50 million people died during that catastrophic war, apocalyptic event. And it, as I said, it ended in 1945. Yes, good. So good. Yeah, as you said, maybe looking after these huge load of numbers is really bothering and confusing sometimes. Yeah. Any other argument that people feel not interested in studying history?
Yes, because it's from the past.
Because it is from the past. So what can you elaborate more, please? I think Khalid, yeah, or no?
No, I'm Hussein.
Hussein Mazen, yes. Could you elaborate what do you mean by the past, Hussein?
Because like some people think if it's in the past, it's not important.
Good. Many people think that. A very good example. Many people think that it is the past. So we live in the present and we looking forward to the future. So why shall we be stuck in something that happened like 5,000 years ago or like even 100 years ago? And that's a point of view. Yes. Any other arguments? Any other arguments?
The places.
Places, you mean like geography, locations. So
yes.
you mean like dates, yeah? Confusing? Is that your point?
Yes, like a lot of history that we just took in is just in Greece. Like, I don't know why.
Yes. So maybe because the Greek civilization is considered one of the most, let's say, notorious ones in history. But we can talk about other civilizations as well. But yeah, maybe the courses that you attended focused more on Greece. But anyway, yeah, maybe just focusing on one side of history that makes it, maybe boring, right? Now, that's enough, I think, for the ones who said yes, and for people who are really interested in studying history. I mean, like, how would you describe that? I mean, why is it so interesting? I'm talking
because
about
you get to see what we've been through, like what humans have been through, how we learned from our past.
Very good. So yes, Ahmed.
Progress.
Very good. So when talking about the past, it means like we can learn about, we learn about, past civilizations. We learn about things that happened before. This might help us, building our present and the future as well. Is that your point?
Yes.
Very good. What else?
We can learn from our past.
We can learn from the past. Very good.
We can like learn how the past use things, like how do they communicate.
Ali, yes, Ali, that's good, excellent. But can you elaborate more, please? Just explain. Yes.
Like how people in the past use things. Like how do they like?
Yes, it means like you need to learn how people lived in the past. How,
Yeah, yes.
what were they
Exactly.
used? How was
Yeah.
their lifestyle, and how were their traditions and customs? Yes, very religions
Yes.
and cultures. Very good. This is an amazing point here. Very good. Any other points or positive points?
Learn the mistakes that happened to the past in the past to avoid it in the future.
Good. So to learn what happened in the past, so as not to repeat the same mistakes, maybe, and we try to improve even better.
Technology. You consider technology from the past, like what they've used from the past.
Good. It means like we need to know about the tools, the maybe technology that were available in a certain period of time, right? Good. And by the way, here, Wissam and everybody here, many people think that now, when talking about ourselves, it is we are who we are because of what people did in the past. Even when talking about technology now, when talking about mobile phones, when talking about laptops and whatever, we are who we are, as I said, because of what people did. So, for example, we have laptops now because back in the time, a person just tried to invent a TV. A TV sat with a screen, with channels, with everything, and then with more development, we got a computer, we got laptops, we got iPads, we got phones, and so on and so forth. So it is like a chain of achievements. This chain, of course, as you know, that are all interrelated. So if somebody maybe didn't think about inventing a TV or something, maybe now we still, trying to do something which is, we still have our force. We're still doing something, for example, that's not available now. But you see, this is a continuity of achievements, a continuity of achievements, right? Good. Now, I'll just, any questions or remarks? Do you have any remarks to add or addition?
Yes, which page?
Yes.
Which page? Which page?
The first pages.
Yeah, I'm just here talking in general, gents, okay?
Okay.
So I'm talking about history in general. I mean, like people who feel interested and others who don't like, history. But now let me talk again about history. Normally, can anyone define history here? Can anyone help us define the word history? What do you mean by history?
Time.
Time. Okay. Even like any time?
Yes, years and generations.
Good, but could you be more specific, Al-Bara? I'm sorry, Al-Bara. When we talk about time, and when we talk about time, we say the future, the present, the past. So which part of time is that is related to history?
The past generations.
Very good.
The study of the past.
Excellent, excellent, Al-Bara. And who else? Who said
Salam.
study?
Salam.
Yes, excellent, very good. So normally, in a very simple definition, history is the study of the past. As simple as that. History is the study of the past. When talking about the past, gents, we mean both, either the far past or the near past. What does that mean? It means when we study, for example, a battle that happened like 5,000 years ago, or we are discussing something like elections that took place yesterday. So these two events are both parts of history. Okay? So anything that happened in the past is part of history. Right? Okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Very good. Now, when talking about history, normally we're talking about some other fields of study. Now, when historians want to discover, for example, let's take an example, the Islamic civilization. When talking about the Prophet peace be upon him and his companions, that's the beginning, the dawn of Islam. And then we talked about Al-Khulafa and the companions. Then we talk about the Umayyan and the Abbasi and the the Turkish, the Ottoman Empire, and whatever. So, for example, when we go back to, for example, the Abbasi era, normally we should always look for details to know the era in books, right? So we read books and we read what previous writers and historians wrote, and we try to get an image at least of how people used to live, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Good. What do we call the science that is, let's say, the field of study that contributes, the information that is related to the past in the study of the remains of the previous?
Geography.
Yeah.
I think it's biology or geography.
Biology and geography, it is something similar, though these are not the ones that we're looking for. Now, for example, yes, Hussein?
Symbols.
Yes.
Not symbols. Look, for example, people used to find, for example, like when talking about remains, we're talking about tools, we talk about weapons, we're talking about currencies, like these coins, golden coins and whatever. What is the science of studying these things like tools, clothes, maybe dishes, mags? We take the mag and we clean it and we start studying, and through that mag we can give you the exact date, not exactly, but at least the era at the time. Yes?
Archaeology, like.
Thank you very much, Wissam. We call it archaeology. So normally archaeology is the study of the past, based on what people left behind. Did you get my point? That's archaeology.
Yes.
Yes. Normally, a person who is interested in an archaeology or specialized in archaeology is called archaeologist. Archaeologist. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Very
Yes.
good. So we have history. Always we have some other related sciences and other related fields of study, like archaeology, like anthropology as well. And when we talk about, by the way, take this into consideration because we're going to face that later. Anthropology is the study of culture, how people used to live. Okay? Good. Now,
Mister, I have a question.
yes, go ahead, Wissam.
No, my name is Ali Sami.
Ali, I'm sorry. Ali Al-Hawaj, yes. I've got your name.
Mister, I have people, there are some people like historian. Who are these people?
You mean like historians? What do they do?
Yes.
I mean, like, what do they do exactly? What do they study?
Yes, I want to know what do they do.
You mean like historians themselves or who?
Yes, historians.
Historians normally study the past in terms of everything, in terms of dates, in terms of the cultures, civilizations, in terms of the remains. And basically, when talking about historians, we have two kinds. The first class, who they, let's say, write everything they experience. For example, when talking about Ibn Kathir, I'm not sure if you know this guy, Ibn Kathir and Al-Qurtubi and Al-Dhahabi, these are all Muslims historians. They wrote about the era where they lived. I mean, I say, for example, if you want to know about the Abbasi era, you read some books written by Uthman al-Jahad, Abu Uthman al-Jahad, or for example, Ibn Kathir, or Al-Qurtubi, or Al-Mas'udi fi Muruj al-Dhahab. These are all books that are written by these historians telling us about the era that they were living in. Is that okay? Other historians just studying the previous books and analyzing everything.
Yes.
Now, the problem is that with history, Jans, one of the problems is that, things can be seen differently. And even nowadays, if I can give you a lot of examples. If I say now, tell me about, or tell me your opinions about something, maybe one will agree with it, some others will disagree with it, some others will like it, some others will dislike it. This is it. So the truth will be kind of lost because we don't have a clear vision. This is the thing. We should always study history in different ways. I mean, like when I want to study something, I need to get all the resources, study them all, and then at least I will try to create a clear vision or a clear image in my mind about something. Did you get it?
Yes, yes.
Now, for example, when you watch TVs, you know, especially news channels, every channel has like an agenda, and every channel will, let's say, deal with some news in a certain way. You see my point? So, for example, when talking about the United States, for example, if you know that President Trump always says, I think accusing CNN fake news. Have you ever heard that? Fake news?
Yes, too much.
Very good. He says fake news. But CNN is a great, you know, news channel. So how can you say fake? Because they disagree about something. So for me, who shall I believe? I mean, like this, you know, part here or the other part. They gave me news. Another part said, no, these are fake news. What does that mean? So we have always this kind of a wide range of perspectives. So we need to be careful. That's why here, when talking about history and when talking about literature, it means like we need to train ourselves to get these techniques to think well. Yani, not everyone tells us something that we're going to believe. No, we need to check, we need to compare, to evaluate, and then we try to make our own decisions. Right? And that's really really important. Now, yeah, just in addition, you know, studying history is really important. Please don't take it kind of, you know, numbers. I know that is really bothering when talking about numbers and data and whatever. Yes, it is bothering, and it is challenging for many students. But normally, the right approach to study history is just for learning. To learn, I need the moral, I need the lesson. Thank you. All what I need is the lesson. I might be concerned with some dates and whatever to be exact. When I give a piece of information, I can give you an accurate one. It means like I give you the date, I give you, you know, the resource, I give you everything. But this is for, let's say, historians, people who should be very accurate and professional. But as students, as elite here, when talking about you, you know, future intellect, inshallah. So we're talking about, just give me the lesson, give me the moral. What is the lesson that I should learn from that era or from
what you took out of it?
Very good. This is the thing. So normally, if you can save the dates, that will be good. If not, what we need is the gist. I need the gist. I need what's important to me, what's interesting to me. I need the lesson. What did you learn from this story? This and that and that. Thank you very much. I'm not interested in things. You know, even I'll give you just one example of this. You know Surah Al-Kahf, right?
Yes.
Yeah. In Quran, Surah Al-Kahf, many people, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us a very good example here. Many people discussed the numbers of these young people, right? Are they 5? Are they 6? Are they 7 with their dog? You remember? You know the verses, yeah?
Yes.
But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what does he say? He say, forget about numbers. Just forget about numbers. We need the gist. We need the moral. We need the lesson. You see what I mean? So these numbers and whatever, just forget about them. These are not interesting. These are not, let's say, important. What we're interested in is the lesson. I need the lesson. I need the gist of the story. Did you get my point? Number 2. Just to check, I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I need the story. So Ahmed Alamuddin is there, yes? Ali is there
Yeah.
as well. The only one who is absent, I think, Majdi al-Junaidi. What about Abdullah al-Ghamdi? Abdullah al-Ghamdi?
Mr. Majdi moved out from the school.
I'm sorry?
Majdi moved out from the school.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for telling me that. So Abdullah al-Ghamdi is here? No? Abdullah al-Ghamdi is absent. That's it. Yes. Good. So this is all about, you know, about history, guys. What we need to learn is just the lessons. We need to take it in a positive way, to enjoy ourselves by nice stories, and to know, this is good, of course, to know ourselves as human beings, how our ancestors lived in the past, and also to make a view and to make a vision in the future, because people who don't read or who don't learn from their past, they'll never be able to make a brilliant future. Please, this is very important. People who kept repeating their mistakes, you know, in the past, and now people who are just in a vicious circle, they will never move forward because they are chained by the same mistakes that their ancestors did. But the thing is that they can't learn from these mistakes, and this is really, really, dreadful, especially when talking about.
Because history repeats itself.
Thank you. History repeats itself, but the thing is that we need to be able to stop, history from repeating itself, especially when talking about bad experiences. We should always look forward. We should always go and overcome and go beyond all the obstacles to achieve and to help making a brilliant future for everybody. I mean, here when talking about everybody, we're talking about our countries, about our community, right? We need always to get better, not to be stuck in the same vicious circle, as I said, repeating ourselves, all the time with the same mistakes. We never learn from our mistakes and whatever. So this will be terrible anyway. So that's history in general. Gents, that, our social studies classes are just too limited. I think just one class a week, right? We're going to start now just telling you about our plan for this term. We are going to cover a kind of, let's say, chapters and units. We're going to have like 7 units, right? And we're going to have a chronological order, starting from prehistoric era to almost nowadays when talking about, revolutions, the Industrial Revolution, and when we talk about American culture and civilization. So we're going to start from almost the very beginning, prehistoric era. Then we talk about the Stone Age with the Paleolithic, Mesolithic, and these parts. And then we move on step by step, bit by bit, to reach, our modern times. Okay?
Okay.
Very good. So lesson
Yes.
one. So lesson one will be, just give me 1 second. If you can see that, that's page 14. Page 14.
Did you know that we have only 2 minutes?
Yes, I'm just, by the way, this is the first session. It is dedicated to introducing you to the book and social studies in general. Yeah,
Okay.
It's not planned to, to study to start, with our curriculum. So page 14, lesson 1, learning about prehistory. So we're gonna see, prehistory, archaeology, and anthropology, the ones that we've discussed. Then we talked about evidence. Then we see the Stone Age, normally the Paleolithic, the Mesolithic, and the other discoveries like use stones, use fire, and arts. By the way, it is easy when talking about social studies. Normally, is easy. We try not to make it very complicated or difficult. All what we need to do is to enjoy our lessons. And please, I always try to encourage you, share your opinions, share your experiences, never feel shy or reluctant. Okay?
Okay.
Any
Okay.
questions before we leave?
Thank you, Mr.
No.
Host.
No,
Good.
thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome, but I'm sorry, these sessions, especially the first week, I talk too much, but basically I don't talk. It's your job. Anyway, I'm just a facilitator, but we discuss things together. I feel that I talk too much, and this is no good, of course, but yes, I'm trying just to get everybody on the track. Okay?
Yes, no problem.
Okay,
Yes, thank you very much. Have a nice rest of the day. Stay safe, and see you tomorrow, inshallah.
See you.
See you. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Goodbye. You're most welcome, boss. Salam.